So video games have always been a hobby for me, and over all the hobbies I've had, I'm into cars, aircraft, everything. Gaming's always been one of, if not the best hobby for me. And I've been a gamer since I was about 6 years old. My dad bought me a PS2 when I was 6, and I've always loved gaming. And when I was younger, I got to about 9 or 10 years old. I think I was about 10, I can't remember. And a game called Dead Island came out. Absolutely loved it. Put so many hours into that game, it wasn't even funny. And I remember finishing it so many times, waiting. And keep in mind, I was a young lad. I was about 10. And I remember waiting for ages and ages just to see, what they'd do next. And then Dead Island Riptide came out, and I played through that, and I loved that. It was awesome. It was just as good as the first one, in my opinion. Then they announced Dead Island 2, and we waited, and we waited, and we waited. Nothing. Then I saw it was actually being made by another developer, and I thought, hang on, what's going on here? So I searched up Techland, and I saw they were making a game called Dying Light, and I watched the gameplay preview for it, and I was instantly blown away. Like, as soon as I saw that initial gameplay preview, I thought there's no way like an Xbox 360 would be able to handle this, because this game was originally supposed to release on 360. And I thought to myself, there's no way it'll run it. The game just looked too good. Even for that early alpha, the game looked great. Anyway, me being me, I went out and got a job mowing my neighbour's lawns. I was about 13 or 12 or 13 at this point. Went out, got a job mowing my neighbour's lawns, and I saved up enough money to buy a game, to pre-order it. And that game was Dying Light. So this game's, got a very sort of special place in my heart, I guess you could say. It's one of the first times, aside from Fallout, that I was so hyped for a game. I did everything I could to get my hands on a pre-order copy of it. It was just phenomenal. I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. And release day came around, and I remember they released the game online about a month before the physical copy, because there was a shortage of physical copies. And I remember the day the physical copy turned up, I lived in a rural area. I lived quite far out of a town. So I remember hearing the driveway buzzer go off at 5 a.m. to the courier driving up my driveway to bring me this game on disc. And I was so happy, honestly. Like, I was the happiest 13-year-old out there. And I was going through some stuff in my life at the time as well, and the game just took it all away, and I had so much fun playing it. Well, a sequel came out a couple of years ago, and I enjoyed that too, I won't lie. I really did. I've got probably 500 hours on it. A lot of people didn't like it, but I really enjoyed it. I've got less hours than I do on this, but I've still got about 500 hours on it. And tomorrow, Dying Light the Beast comes out. And Dying Light the Beast is like the true sequel to this, I feel. So, I will be uploading gameplay as soon as it comes out. I might even stream it, because it's such a special game to me that I want to do something for it. But regardless, I want to do one last video on Dying Light as a look back kind of thing. I can still play it in the future, but I guarantee you my next few months are probably going to be absolutely crammed with Dying Light. I've platinumed both of them. Well, I've platinumed the second one. I've got one trophy left on the first one to platinum it, and then I'm going to try and platinum this one too. So I'm playing this on PC for you, just because it runs better on PC. I will warn you though, I usually play this with an Xbox controller, and I don't have an Xbox controller that works anymore for the PC. I can't get my wireless Xbox One controller to work. So, and my PS5 controller won't work on here either. So, this is going to be mouse and keyboard. It's probably going to be cringe, and I'm probably going to fall and die because I'm not used to playing this on mouse and keyboard. And my keyboard's massive as well, so, to sort of reach another button, like the inventory, like for the I for the inventory button, I've got to reach to the other side of the keyboard. So, bear with me on that. But, anyways, without any further ado, let's get into it. So, I'll have a bit of a quick turn on the I'll have a quick turn on the campaign, and then we'll do some of the following as well. If it does get a bit annoying to play with mouse and keyboard for me, I might try and get another controller to work. But yeah, just want to give it a go, give it one last look before we move on to the next one, because I was planning on doing a full playthrough for this, but I end up getting sidetracked with a few other games. I'm playing through the entire Resident Evil franchise at the moment to try and finish it. I've got it all recorded as well, but I'm trying to finish it before the new Resident Evil comes out as well. So, anyway, without any further ado, I might jump on this save, because this is my max character save. And let's see how well I can play this mouse and keyboard. I was going to buy Dying Like the Beast on PC. I'm currently waiting for my new GPU to turn up, and I don't know. I've only got a 4060 Ti in this PC that I'm playing on, and this is my main PC. My other PC, my main PC that I use is for my flight sim setup and everything. So this PC here, I don't know if it'll run it very well. I believe it is over the specs that it's required, but I don't know. So I also had a weird bug with this where... Oh, it's not too bad. I also had a weird bug with this where every time I went into a cutscene, the frame rate would uncap again. So I've currently got it capped to 80. The game usually runs at about 140. But I have found that it does stutter from time to time. I actually got 180 solid FPS with no recorder on, but I feel like it was just too much, so I've kept the game at 80. Considering it ran at 30 on console, I think that's... Okay, middle mouse button. I was trying to figure out why I couldn't grapple. Okay, so E is kick. Who remembers this outfit as well? This is from the 2019 Easter event, I believe. Long time ago. Can't believe this game's been out for 10 years. I'm trying to learn the controls too. Because, like, space is obviously jump and climb. C is crouch. What's dash? I'm trying to figure out what the keybind is to dodge. That's survivor sense, kick. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Oh, whoa. But yeah, I usually play this with a controller, so, and 80 FPS is crazy. Like, it can actually make your motion sick in this engine. I don't know what it is, I think it's the game engine. But it actually makes you feel a bit sick. Oh, it was C. Right, I'm going to try and get this controller to work, because it is a bit finicky, and I don't want to lose too many legend points by dying all the time. So I'm going to plug this controller in. Let's see. The analog stick's broken too, so I don't know if it's going to... Oh, it's not that bad. I might be able to get away with it for a video. As I said, I am going to be playing it on the PS5 anyway, so I'm not too concerned about whether... I just can't look down. The stick's broken, so I can't look down because the stick jams up. Yeah, this is so much easier to play on controller for me, and that's because I never had a PC growing up. So yeah, this stick's a bit of a problem though, I won't lie. Hang on. Is that better? Oh, that might be better. That seems better. It is a 360 controller too. I'm a big fan of the Xbox 360 controller. It is probably the best controller out there at the moment. I am used to the PlayStation controllers now, but the 360 controller, in my opinion anyway, is unrivaled. But yeah, I'll probably stream the first part of Dying Light the Beast, and then I might just do a full playthrough of it. Regardless, there will be content coming for it. And as I was saying in the intro, it is a very special game to me, so I do plan on doing that. And I'm looking forward to seeing how, you know, Kyle Crane's story is concluded, because a lot of people think that it's going to be the last game featuring him. And I tend to agree, especially by the way they're setting the story thing. I'm glad they haven't spoiled any of the story too, because Techland, let's be honest, Dying Light has never really been known for its story, but it has been very much known for its characters. And what I mean by that is no one's ever really looked at Dying Light as like a story-driven masterpiece, but everyone's always looked at it like a phenomenal... Like, it does a good job at portraying characters. It does what it does in the sense of zombie survival horror and things like that. It excels in. In my opinion, it is my favourite zombie game. I think it is probably one of the best and well-made zombie games out there. If not the best. And their sheer... you know, dedication to fixing the game as well. Like, when it came out, it wasn't broken by any means. You know, I never had any game-breaking issues with it, which was good. Dying Light was very... not Dying Light, sorry. Dead Island was very janky when it came out. And it was a good game. I loved it. But it was so janky and everything. And it just... it did take a while to sort of get used to the jank. Whereas this game was relatively well done. And the marketing on it was crazy as well. And I think Techland deserved all of their success because they spent so much time and effort on actually building this up to be something more, you know what I mean? They followed what the community wanted. They adhered to, you know, everything like they... I remember there was a thing a while ago, and it was before Dying Light 2. People wanted suppressors, and people were just saying that the zombies came after you too easily after you fired a weapon. So Techland literally went through and added a whole thing in so you could craft your own suppressors if you wanted one. And like that alone is just sheer dedication to your franchise, you know what I mean? Like the fact that they go through... And I see a lot of people complaining about Dying Light the Beast at the moment, going on about how it's not worth the money that they're asking for it now. I think it is. I would argue it is. I'm a very fair person. I'm pretty stern but fair in the sense of, like, if someone deserves something, I'll give credit where credit's due. I think they deserve that money. I think they deserve every cent the game makes because they've poured everything into it. You know, they've got a voice actor back, for one. They've brought a voice actor back. They've remodeled everything. They've cancelled the game 4 times, which people complain about. Or postponed, sorry, cancels completely different. But they've postponed the game 4 times, and I see so many people complain about the fact they've postponed the game. I'm happy they did, because I never got access to a demo or anything. I haven't played it yet. But I have watched quite a lot of gameplay for it, and I want to argue that the gameplay I have seen so far is phenomenal. I think it's absolutely great. And I think the game is going to be worth it, because it looks like Dying Light 1. It really looks like a copy of Dying Light 1. New map. The map looks great, by the way. Like, the amount of detail and everything that they've put into it looks great. But not only that, I can just tell that, you know, they want to do it right. They want to do right by their community. They're not the kind of developers that will rip people off. They definitely adhere to their promises. I mean, you look at Dying Light 2, and you look at the issues that Dying Light 2's had, and they are still supporting it. This... oh, whoa, I didn't see him there. You look at the issues that Dying Light 2's had, and they are still supporting it. You know, They haven't given up on it. Constantly updating it. They're still updating it now. They reckon they're going to update it for another 3 or 4 years or something. Which is just crazy, considering most places the game would do poorly. Which it didn't do poorly. It sold really well. It was just the reviews weren't that great. Oh. Man, the frame rate it's actually hard to get used to. I'm used to playing this in like 30 FPS to 60 FPS. But 80 FPS, everything's so fast. You know, obviously the game doesn't feature frame gen or anything, which is good. It's all native. Everything's so fast, it just works well. But yeah, to commit to a game that was received as see, that's the other thing. It wasn't as badly received as people make it out to be. It wasn't great. I like it personally. I think it's a good game. It definitely wasn't the best game in the series. But I would argue that their... Oh, I did not mean to sleep again. I would argue that their devotion to making the game as good as they did is unprecedented. You know, not many developers would do that. Most developers would go... You look at a game like... I mean, I know they're completely different, but you look at a game like Concord, right? Or you look at a game like Dragon Age Veilguard. Those games were abysmal. I never played Veilguard because I was so let down by the reviews. So I was a big fan of Dragon Age until I saw the reviews for Veilguard, and I never touched it because it would make me sad. But I'm a big advocate for those sort of fantasy RPG games and stuff like that. But my point being, they went under because they refused to fix their game. They just turned around and said, it's not our fault, you guys just don't have culture. And that's what happened. That's literally what happened. They just said, you guys don't have culture, it's not our fault. If you don't like our game, bugger off, basically. You look at something like Borderlands 4 that's happening right at the moment. The game came out. Yeah, it's an alright game. I have not personally played it, and I won't, because I haven't played a Borderlands game in a very long time. But if you look at the other side of it as a... the game runs quite poorly. And it's a known fact. A lot of people have made comments about the game running like garbage, to put it nicely. The game's running like garbage for people at the moment. Instead of taking ownership and saying, hey, sorry, look, we haven't optimized our game, we'll do better. They've literally just turned around and said, it's not our fault the players are poor. And that's literally... Far out, I'm getting my ass chewed at the moment. That's literally what they've done. They've turned around and said, it's not our fault, you're poor, if you can't afford hardware to run the game, that's on you. My PC's not a high-end rig by any means. And get new games like Dying Like the Beast and that, if I want to play them on the day they release, which is very rarely now, might I add, but if I want to play them day of release and I don't want to have any issues with performance, I will usually buy them on my PS5, because that to me is the easiest way to ensure I'm going to ensure that they run well. Damn it, the controller, the stick I was talking about that's broken is sticking. Haha, the stick is sticking. And basically, what they did was they blamed their community. And they said, hey, it's not our fault you're too poor. They said, it's not our fault you're too poor. Oh dear. But yeah, they said, it's not our fault you're too poor to afford. You're too poor to afford the hardware to play a game. It's a premium game. It's not a premium game. It's the same recycled stuff. But I think it actually looks like a decent game. What angers me is the fact that they are literally saying the game's bad, the game's good, and that... Oh, he's dead. Oh no, he's not. They're saying the game's actually good, and it's because people are too poor to buy good hardware. I completely disagree with that, obviously. But it makes me angry that... Oh dear. Because he's dead. It just makes me angry that they go along and they say these things and they say, hey, look, you know, you're... Because then they lose developers. Look at what Escape from Tarkov did. Another example of a greedy developer. Going back on their promises and changing everything when they said that if you bought this edition of the game, you'd get every future DLC for free. Now they've changed it, they've brought out another edition, and they completely wiped what they said about it and told everyone that had purchased that edition to piss off. You know, Techland could have done that. Techland could have made everyone pay for Dying Like the Beast. Yeah, it probably wouldn't have been received very well, but they could have done that, you know. But they didn't. They decided to still give it to people for free who purchased Dying Light 2 Ultimate Edition. The Escape from Tarkov developers, look, I think it's a good game. I like Escape from Tarkov. But now they've announced a Steam version. And they said that you can carry all your progress and everything over to Steam. But to play the game on Steam, you need a Battlestate Games launcher, and you need to own the game on Steam. So if you own the game on your Battlestate account, you still have to buy the game again on Steam to be able to play it on Steam. Yet you have to link your Battlestate account to Steam, which you own the game on anyway. Now that, to me, just strikes me as greedy. It really does. So, Techland could have done that. Techland could have done anything like that, but they didn't. They've given the game to you for free, and saying that I'm still waiting for my preload to show up. I'm trying to preload it on the PS5 at the moment, and it's not preloading, because the preload's not available yet. Ooh. But yeah. But I'm so looking forward to it, honestly. It's probably going to be my game of the year, in all honesty. I don't really get excited for video games anymore, and for some reason Techland always seems to get me hyped for their new stuff. I just don't really find much enjoyment in certain video games anymore. I'm a massive fan of Skyrim, Oblivion. I played Oblivion Remastered as soon as it came out. Like, literally, as soon as I saw the trailer, I pre-ordered it before the trailer had even finished. And then I saw it was coming out that day, and I was like, oh. But I'm a massive fan of The Elder Scrolls. I'm a massive fan of Fallout. And I can't even play Starfield or anything like that. I was extremely supportive of Starfield. I was excited for it. I played Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and I actually liked it because I like the space premise. Like, I like space. When I was younger, I was fascinated with space. I've got a whole channel dedicated to flight simming. Like, I'm a big fan of that kind of thing. But it just let me down. It was so bent on appealing to the modern audience. And I'm not talking about saying the game's woke and everything like that. But the game was just very clearly trying to not offend people. And it just ruined it. You know, it'd be like Grand Theft Auto if you took the stealing cars out of Grand Theft Auto, if you took the guns out of Grand Theft Auto, and all you did was walk around the street and say hi to people. You know, there'd be no point. It wouldn't be Grand Theft Auto. It'd be like Inzoi or something. I've never played Inzoi, so I can't say, but... And that's that's kind of where my frustration, I guess, comes from this whole thing. Is at least Techland have stuck to their guns, done what they want to do, and left all that other garbage out of it. Because it is. It's pure garbage. That's what it is. It's ruining games. It's ruining movies. And apart from a certain select few games, you know, like when a Fallout remaster or Fallout 5 does come out, I will play it. But all these games that came out before a certain time, they're all great. I love them. Everything now, like even Halo, I am... Oh, damn it. I thought I was going to land on like a little balcony. Even Halo. I loved Halo. Halo was my favourite game growing up. I bought Halo 4 the day it came out. I was actually, believe it or not, and I'm not even lying when I say this, I think I was the second or third person in the country to get their copy of Halo 4 here in New Zealand. I was the second or third person to get their copy of Halo 4. That's how into Halo I was. I was 12 years old, and I was the second or third person in the country to buy it. And the sad thing is, I can't say I like it anymore. And I'm not saying that because I've grown up and I've just grown out of wanting to play it. I just can't really get into it that much anymore because it's just so trying to appeal to the modern audience. Anyway, that's my sort of... I didn't really mean to rant on, I just kind of got a bit off topic. But, as for the game, it's just as good as I remember. I've actually tried to come back and play this a few times. I started playing through it on the channel. But life just got the better of me. And, you know, I just hadn't had much time to do a hell of a lot. And on top of that, you know, the channel's relatively new, and it was one of those things where I had a lot of family stuff going on, and I couldn't justify missing out on family events and stuff, and things like that. Like, I enjoy YouTube as a hobby. It really is. It's a good hobby. It gives you a bit of a purpose as well. Teaches you a bit of discipline and things like that. So I like YouTube as a hobby, but I couldn't justify playing through the whole thing, editing it all and everything, just to get like 7 views, if that makes sense, when I had a lot of important stuff with my family to do and things like that. I wasn't going to miss out. Spending time with my family and that. Just so I could get like 7 views. It just, you know, it sounds bad when I say it like that, but I think it's justified. I just couldn't justify it.
Thank you so much.
You know, have family needing help with stuff and stuff like that. And, you know, a lot of time, I think a lot of people underestimate how much time actually goes into making some of these videos. Like, my videos are not by any means the most edited and things like that on the platform. But even my videos, you know, when I'm off work and things like that, and I make a video, it still takes up a normal edit for a video like my Battlefield 6 video. That was very short, and that was just a very brief sort of description on, you know, on the game and what I thought about it and what I'm excited for, what I want them to change, which is another game I'll be playing on launch, because that's another game I'm actually really excited for. Most fun I've had in a first-person shooter in a long time, actually. But in saying that, what do I want to buy? In saying that, though, it's one of those things. That video took me probably about 3 hours to make for an 8. I can't remember how long the video was. It was either 8 minutes or 12 minutes or something. But 3 hours to make that video. Just a quick brief rundown on Battlefield 6 and a 3-hour video. Now, you can imagine how long a 40-minute video will take to edit. And I love it. Like, I love editing and things like that, and I love making videos. I love being a video developer and making videos and stuff. It was one of my favourite pastimes when I was younger, and it still is now. And the best part about that is I can literally play a video game. Oh, damn it. You can tell I haven't played this in a while. But yeah, so I wanted to play through it for you guys, but I may still do it. I'm definitely playing through Dying Light the Beast. But at the time, I was just really busy, and I couldn't justify spending 14 hours playing through the game, doing everything. I'll do all the side missions and everything, so I couldn't justify doing all of that just to come back and get 7 views, you know? And I understand YouTube videos take time, and YouTube channels have to start at the bottom and things like that. I'm not saying anything about that not being the case. It's more just the fact that it wasn't worth it in my eyes to stop making videos. It wasn't worth it to stop helping my family, to spend, you know, 15 or 16 hours making videos to just get 7 views. But anyway, that's not kind of what I'm talking about here at the moment anyway. It's more, that was more just a reason on why I haven't done the full playthrough for the game. I've done the first 3 parts, and I'll finish it if you guys want to see that. But, you know, I feel like moving on to the newer Dying Light first, because there's going to be a lot less videos out on it. A lot of people are going to want exploits and tips and tricks and things like that sooner. It does look very much like Dying Light 1, so I feel like it's going to be pretty familiar. And yeah, so I just wanted to come back and check this out, see how it plays. So far it's playing really nice. I've had next to no frame drops. I remember when it first came out, I never played it on PC, but I heard people say the game didn't run very well on PC. But, you know, I'm ultra graphics, everything's maxed out, FOV's maxed out, everything. And I'm sitting at a solid 80. I'd usually get about 170. Was he? Okay. I thought he was a survivor that I just decapitated. I'm getting a solid 80 FPS. It hasn't strayed from 80. I will say it's a bit disorientating. Like, I feel a bit motion sick with how fast everything's spinning. But I am enjoying it. I was trying to get his tank. I'm actually also doing a video because Dying Light, not Dying Light, Dead Island 3 was actually unofficially announced the other day. Unofficially, I say, because it wasn't really announced. Oh, I'm out of ammo. I'm just going to get... Sorry, Cuzzy. He's dead. Yep, I'm out of here. It was kind of unofficially announced, I guess you could say. It wasn't announced, but they did put a teaser in there for it, like a little bit of an Easter egg. So I am currently working on a video which is a bit of a retrospect on Dead Island 1 as well, because that still is a very special game in my heart. It's got a very special place in my heart. You know, I played it a lot as a young lad, so I've got a little bit of a video coming up on that too. A little bit of a retrospect on it. That's a longer video, so that's taking a while, but that will be out soon. But I'll be getting Dying Light the Beast content up first thing in the morning. I'll be doing it video by video. I'll just be uploading video after video until I finish the game, and then I'll do all the side missions and everything. It's going to be a good ride. It will be. It will be a good ride. That is a promise. So it's going to be a bit of fun. Now we go back up and do that again. Even the graphics. I know they've just brought out that, not enhanced, but that retouched update. And I'll say the graphics are. I didn't realize I had sold. I didn't realize I had bought all of the equipment. Anyway, they've just brought out that retouched update, and it does look really good. It actually looks a lot better than I remember. I remember people doing showcases for it because I was curious and I was watching like comparisons, and it looks good. It does look good. It actually looks really good. I think they've done a good job. And another thing, the game's 10 years old, and they're still updating it. Free updates, might I add. No DLCs, they're all free updates. They still do the events for it. They still host the events for the game. So, you buy a Techland game, you're definitely getting your bang for buck. Because this game has been out for 10 years, and about 2 months ago, I think it was, they gave a free update for graphics settings. They gave a free update for the graphics settings, so I don't think you can complain with the amount of value you're going to get for your money. I think Techland have it down packed when they come to supporting your game after launch. You know what I mean? I thought that Dying Light 2, and I know that... whoops. I know that Dying Light 2 wasn't received very well. But I think that was supposed to be like their main end game in the sense of like they were going to make another game, but I think they were planning on just uploading, constantly updating that and just adding new maps, new parts to the maps and everything like that. I think that was their goal with it. And what happened was the game actually fell short of what they had thought it was going to do. So they just decided to make the DLC that was coming out for it a new game, which I think was a smart move. Kind of like how Dead Island Riptide was to Dead Island. That's pretty much what it is. It's just... it's the same game. Well, a similar game, but it's a new game, but it's the same mechanics and everything. I like the fact you actually get a ute now and stuff. I own quite a few four-wheel drives in real life, so it's quite cool to see such a good modelled four-wheel drive available in the game as well. I think that was quite a cool thing they added. I love the buggy in this one as well, which we'll take a look at in a second. The overall, Dying Light has definitely aged well. I think the game has aged well. The developers are putting endless support. I think they'll still update this, even long after the beast comes out. It's just, they've done such a good job, honestly. Like, even the retextured, like, you'd think this game came out for, like, really new systems. Like, this game looks like it came out in the last 5 years. This game looks better than half the games coming out today. And this was supposed to release on the Xbox 360. Obviously, it never did because of that. But they also cancelled that a week or two before the game released, because they realised it couldn't be done properly. So, the game almost came to 360. You imagine that? So, yeah. The game's really well optimised, I will say that too. They've definitely mastered their engine that they're making it on. And I think that anyone who wants to get into Dying Light who hasn't played it yet, I think if you started from this game to see where the story actually started, I think you'd find that this is actually going to be really easy to get into. Because it's not like you're playing the first game, like Resident Evil. I found it quite hard to go from playing all the modern remakes back to the first one again. It was hard to do, because the graphics and everything like that, it was hard to get into. I think you actually have quite an easy time getting into Dying Light 1, because it feels next gen. It feels like it's something you'd play today. It looks like something you'd play today. And overall, it's just a good game. And I can't recommend it enough. Again, I know that I said before, as I said before, it has got a special place in my heart. And it is, you know, it has got some sentimental value there. Why can I not? Ah, okay. I keep forgetting because it's X on the PS5 to repair your weapons on... Not even going to bother. You don't really get much rewards, and after you beat the game, you don't get much rewards from that kind of thing anyway. And the game featured a lot of cosmetics. There's still a lot of cosmetics you can buy now. They come on sale for like $1. I haven't played the entire Hell Raid DLC. I wanted to, I just never got around to it. Played through the Bozak Horde a few times. There's no shortage of content here. If you pick this game up for a sale, on sale, for like $7 or something, you will easily triple your money. And I look at games now how I used to look at them when, you know, all the time. Well, I used to look at them like, oh, I'll just play that, I'll buy that, I don't care about the price tag on it. Now I look at games, now that I obviously have to earn my own money and everything, I look at games and I think, I worked an hour or 2 hours. I worked 2 hours for the $80 it's going to cost me to buy this game. Is it worth it? Is it worth... Am I going to get more than 2 hours enjoyment out of this? Because if not, it's not worth the $80. Because I spent 2 hours of my life making this $80, and I'm about to spend that 2 hours of my life on something. Am I going to make my 2 hours enjoyment back out of this, or am I not? And the answer is usually yes. I mean, even bad games, I like to play some bad stinkers just to sort of get a grasp on, you know, how things feel. But I think if you paid $7 for this, you'll easily be getting... I think my first time I played through this, it took me 48 hours or something like that to complete the game and all the side quests. And that wasn't including getting all of the text collectibles, all the weapons and everything. Then they added another 50 hours worth of content, another whole game worth of content in a DLC that brand new cost $25. Like, it was insane. And it gave you a vehicle, it gave you new weapons, a whole new map, a map of which was the size of both the base game maps. A variety of new enemies, new boss fights, new challenges, bounties, everything. So Techland have, honestly, you know, they've won me over. I will always purchase a Techland game. And if I wasn't getting Dying Light the Beast for free for buying the Ultimate Edition of Dying Light 2, I would have bought it on PC, and I'd be playing it on PC. But like I said, I wanted to play it safe. Wanted to make sure I was actually going to get to play it on release day. And I got it for free because I own the thing. So what I'll do is I'll finish it on the PS5. I'll upload the whole story. I'll play through it. I'll upload all the gameplay for it. Don't know if it'll have commentary or not. We'll see if I can get my headset on my PS5 working correctly. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if it does, it does. And what I'll do is I'll get it going and play through the story on that, and then I'll probably buy it on PC after that. So what I'll do is I'll buy the game on PC and I'll play through it on PC. I would have done the same for Xbox as well. I have a habit of buying games that I like brand new off the store to support the developers. I'll buy them on every console and play through them on every console. But I just don't really play the Xbox anymore. I actually sold my Xbox Series because I can play pretty much all of the games on PC now anyway. So, yeah, I didn't really see too much of a point. Plus, I'm a sort of person, I like everything in one spot. And I'm glad that Techland haven't come out with their own launcher or something, because that would be so frustrating. But yeah, overall, I think Dying Light has aged really well. I think the game deserves all the praise it gets. I think it deserves all of that sort of stuff. And I think that anyone that hasn't got into Dying Light, who hasn't tried it yet, I'd suggest starting with this one. Honestly, you won't be disappointed. You can't go wrong. The game runs well. It's really well optimized. It's available on pretty much every modern set of hardware anyway. It's on PS4. It's been optimized and upgraded for PS5, so you can now get 60 FPS on console. You can't go wrong. Give it a go. And you never know. You might like it. Oh, I mean, I guarantee you'll like it. But anyway, I just want to give you guys a quick reference on how big the DLC was. Bear in mind, this was a DLC. It cost a quarter of what the game cost. And it added another campaign. It added another, just as many side missions, I believe, as the main game.
Tell me about this Sabek.
He was
Yeah, I think
no, making that.
thin line between bravery and madness, huh?
So basically, it adds from here, down, here, up, across. Now this map's a lot bigger than the base game, and the reason why, it's crammed into a smaller thing, so it doesn't look that big. But in the main game, your map's usually a kilometre across and 2 kilometre down or whatever. Where am I? I'm here. So if I set my marker to here, that's over 2 kilometres away. The map is decent. The map's quite big, and you got a buggy here. So they give you a buggy in it. This is the anniversary skin. You can change the skin. It's got a whole bunch of features. It's very broken at the moment, don't mind that. But basically, you can customise. You've got an assortment of skins and everything for it. Obviously, that they actually sell more of them too. I'm just using the Veterans Ride because I've played it since day one. They do sell accessories for it too. And you can upgrade, modify, and make new parts for it as well to make it run faster, to make it more gas efficient, to make it ride better. The sounds for them are great. I would drive it, but it's completely broken at the moment. I haven't played this in a while, and I think last time I played it, I was just sort of messing around. But I definitely recommend buying the game. I definitely recommend playing it. I definitely recommend trusting Techland as a developer. And I think that they'll live up to their expectation. I think they've listened to the community. I think they've done such a good job making the last two and updating Dying Light 2 to be better than it was when it came out. Because yeah, it wasn't that great when it came out, I won't lie. But yeah, so you can go all the way over there to the other side of those hills, all the way over there, around the back of these mountains. It's cool. The map's huge. But yeah, so I definitely trust them. Definitely give it a go. This game's definitely worth trying. I'd definitely pick it up. Even full price. I'd still pay full price for it, even today. But I definitely recommend just giving it a go. See if you like it. You might like it. It might become your new favourite zombie game. You know, who knows? I definitely rate it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like it, smash that like button. Helps me out. Shows you want more. And I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe and goodbye for now.